Hoc verbum senatus populusque Romanus est.
Dear Mr. President, this is an introduction video about the Roman Empire, the best country there ever was. It's gonna be great, absolutely fantastic. We were not always an empire since we started as a kingdom. We were founded by Romulus, simply named after our capital city, Rome, which is also the name of the whole state. Tremendous. Romulus was a great guy, you would have loved him. He founded the city, founded the army, founded the senate, killed his own brother to become the sole leader. Fantastic. But in early Rome we had a problem. We didn't have any women, only men, can you believe it? Fabulous. But we needed women to give us sons and heirs, so we went to the neighboring land of Sabinium and grabbed their women by their pussies. Yes, it's totally true, we wrote it in our legends. Then we didn't like kings anymore since they had become Etruscans. Foreign people, they were the worst. Not as bad as Mexicans though. We kicked the Etruscans out and made Rome a republic. Yes, we were republicans, not democrats, like those Athenians. They are gays, by the way. But we didn't have a president, instead Rome was ruled by 2 consuls, okay? We conquered all of Italy and then we wanted to grab Sicily, but we had a problem. The Carthaginians, or as we like to call them, Punics, wanted Sicily as well. We didn't like their plans, so after 3 bloody wars, we not only had Sicily, but North Africa, Spain and Greece as well. Those Carthaginians, after all, were quite puny. Then we had a few civil wars, and in all of them we won. Winning. We had dictators, and the last and the bestest of them was called Caesar. Maybe you've heard of him. He conquered Gaul from the Celts. Then his rivals thought he would become king, which he was totally not becoming. But anyway, they stabbed him to death. They used to be friends, so sad. After Caesar, Rome became an empire, and Augustus became the first emperor. He was a great emperor, one of the best, killed all his rivals and made a peace inside the empire. Spectacular! The peace was called Pax Romana. It lasted for 2 centuries, and during it we only had wars against other people than ourselves, excluding just 1 civil war. Fantastic, isn't it? We also loved to build walls. After we conquered all of Central Europe, North Africa and Near East, and made Mediterranean Sea our inside leg, we decided that the empire was big enough. Then we started to build walls around it. The most famous wall is the Hadrian's Wall in northern England, and we made the Picts pay for it, in taxes of course. It wasn't the only one though, and not even the most northern. We built another one even further north in Scotland, and then many others in Germany, North Africa and Near East to keep the barbarians out. Syria, by the way, we owned it, total losers. Then we fought against the Persians in the east, since there were no other competition left in the world. Some say we were equal, but we say wrong. Our empire was bigger, and we sacked their capital 4 times. How many times the Persians conquered Rome? None, 0, nihil. Tremendous. Did you know that we invented Christianity, so your favorite god is our creation? We used to have hundreds of gods and goddesses, a lot cooler ones too, but then Constantine made this one god the only god. He also changed the capital city from Rome to Constantinople, as a decent man should do, named after himself. Speaking about men, we were the rulers. In Rome, women were second-class citizens. You could do anything to them, grabbed as many as you like. You would have loved it. Other perks of being a Roman citizen were free bread and circuses. Can you believe it? We also had great wine and the everyone's favorite fish sauce, garum. You should try it sometimes, you'll love it. And don't forget orgies, the most luxurious in the world, and gladiator games of course. We made killing people a spectacle sport. Fun, people love it. You've probably been told that the Roman Empire fell in AD 476 to the German barbarians. Wrong, it's totally fake news, invented by the Germans. While it's true that the Huns, the illegal immigrants, came to pillage Europe and started the migration period, we kicked them back to wherever they came from, maybe China, and we only lost the western half of the empire to the barbarians. Terrible job. In reality, Roman Empire continued to live on in the eastern Mediterranean for another millennium. Some emperors were good ones, like Justinian, who made Rome great again. Rome wasn't built in a day, and it certainly wasn't brought down in a day. It took centuries. Meanwhile, we arranged some crusades and other preemptive strikes and punishing campaigns, until we finally got conquered by the Muslims. It was an absolute total disaster. We hate the Muslims at least as much as you do. We get it why you say America first, but in reality we were first at everything you love to do. Waging wars in faraway lands, having an empire, having the most powerful country in the world, building walls, building phallic monuments, having a republic, leader cult, senate, two-party system, rich men having power, the best army in the world, slavery, color red, the Nazi salute, and dictatorship. You also used the alphabet invented by us. You copied our architecture and based your laws in ours. We have the same religion, the same symbolism. The eagle is the best. You even named many of your cities based on our cities. Roman Empire was the biggest country the world had ever seen. It's huge, believe me. And it's also the most long-lived of all time. It lasted over 22 centuries. So it's not a question of who comes second, because we were already first. Best wishes from Rome. As you can see, all roads lead here since we invented everything. God bless America. The second Rome is the best God we ever created.